She stood there under the cold sky as her body shivered. It was not due to the excitement of meeting him or the love. It was dread, fear of facing a man who she thought would never hurt her. Her eyes teared up and her heart screamed at her to run back to her father. Her father might be strict in case of her dating a man, but he always protected and loved her. She knew before too, but now she experienced it. Why her father was strict over this. She had to force herself to walk forward till she found a car at a distance followed by a few SUVs. It was him. She didn't have to wait a moment before he was already stepping out of the car and advancing towards her. He didn't say a word as he grabbed her wrist and dragged her to his car. Once the two settled in, the cars took off with she noticed clearly that they were not going to his home's direction. She yanked her wrist out of his grip. Tears slipped down her eyes and she curled herself against the corner of the car. Princess Air, look at me. He never knew he'd be the one to make her cry one day. She flinched when she tried to hold her hand. Wyan, please. Wyan, I hate you. Stay away from me. He exhaled and threw his head back against the seat, letting her be for now. Jungkook, we are leaving this country. Was she supposed to fight or cry? Did she even have a way out of this? Jungkook brought Wyan to his private island. She hadn't once talked to him the whole flight here, even when the jerks in the jet almost made her cry in fear. She came out of the shower, heading outside, ignoring him once again, but he grabbed her wrist, having enough of the silent treatment. He dragged her to the bed, making her sit, while he took a seat in front of her. Wyan, let me go. I'm not ready to listen to anything you have to say. Too bad, princess. You have to, he said, putting an end to her struggles. I need my answers, Wyan. Did you not love me enough to fight your father? Wyan, it's not only about my dad. Do you understand what you did? I trusted you. And you? Her eyes teared up again. Pictures? How can you? Do you even love me? Her lip wobbled, the pain in the back of her throat holding her in a chokehold. Jungkook stood up as he grabbed his laptop. Opening it, he deleted everything that was related to her right in front of her eyes. Jungkook, may I die this instant if I have a copy of these stored anywhere else. I was never going to upload them, Ryan. You know how much I hated any wrong I followed on you. Ryan, you drew me out. You used them against me. Jungkook, I had no other choice. I could take my time and get your father on my side. But you stepped back. Ryan, you lied to me. Jungkook, tell me, Ryan. I saw you. I fell for you. I wanted to make you mine. How was I supposed to do that when the rivalry between our empires is going on for a century? You wouldn't even let me come near you if you knew. There was no other way. Ryan, nothing justifies your betrayal. Not your lies, not your blackmailing. May you had right intentions, but you hurted me. I don't think I can ever trust you again. Wiping her tears, she rushed out of the room, leaving him there alone. Jungkook, I'll love you again, princess, and after that, I'm making sure your eye never gets wet. After some half an hour, when Jungkook stepped off the room, He found her making dinner in the kitchen. He had people to do that work, but if that kept her busy, he had no problem with it. Wine didn't look at him, knowing who it was. She simply focused on the cooking. She had made extra serving for him. When she tried to grab the plates from the cabinet, she felt him coming towards her. She visibly tensed, her hand stopping midway, high in the air, when she grabbed the plates. Jungkook's hand landed over her, softly curling his fingers around hers, letting them stay there. Jungkook, let me do it. I'll serve. Ryan, leave. I don't need your help. She clenched her jaw. It angered her, but she hated how bitter those words tasted on her tongue. She'd never talked to him like this before. Jungkook, I told you, I'll do it, princess. She groaned and moved away, stomping out of there. Jungkook only found it adorable. He set the food along with plates and utensils on the table in front of her. Without giving him another look, she ate in silence. Jungkook, you never asked why I brought you here. Wine. To kidnap me, of course. Jungkook almost chuckled an answer, but refrained because of the way her ears were red with anger. Jungkook, you loved oceans. This place is filled with them. Wine. I don't love them anymore. And the nature? Why, I don't like it anymore either. And me. Why, I don't. She closed her eyes and pushed her plate away. Why, this is not funny, Jungkook. Please stop it. Standing up, she aimed for the room, but he pulled her on his lap and wrapped his arms around her. Her head was on his chest, and she fought battles inside her to move away. The warmth that his embrace provided her, those arms that always protected her regardless of the situation right now. His hands that held her in a way that they were scared they might lose her. She broke out in tears, and his grip only tightened around her. She cried and poured herself out while Jungkook placed kisses on her head. The lost track of time, no one knowing for how long she stayed here and cried out. The more she cried, the more it restrained his heart from beating properly, knowing that's how much he broke her. Jungkook, I couldn't lose you. The thought terrified me, let alone facing it in reality. I can't lose you now either. Jungkook, I'll wait for as much as time you need, till you can love and trust me again. And when that happens, I'll swear never to hurt you again no matter what comes my way. If there was one person's feelings in this world Jungkook cared about, it was her. He could keep her with him forcefully. She would never be able to fight him. But he cared for her. He needed her trust and affection to continue in his life. Vine pulled away and left to her room, locking it behind her. He let her. A few weeks passed by. Vine's father was going berserk, looking for his daughter, but the island was Jungkook's private property, which the world didn't know about. Things between Jungkook and Vine started getting better slowly. It was a slow progress, but he was okay with it. She would talk to him properly now, wouldn't fear his presence or run away anymore. He was almost at peace, knowing they were going back to where they were now. She sat beside him, her hands playing with his fingers, so lost in them. Jungkook wrapped his other arm around her frame, his eyes focused on the details of her features he loved so dearly. Once in a while, his lips would land on a part of her head, leaving marks of his love there. She never complained, never pulled away. She was too lost in whatever was going through her head until she looked at him. Wine, you want me to trust you again? Of course, I'd do anything to make you have faith in me. He tucked her hair behind her ear. Wine, prove it to me then. She pulled away, sitting up straight. Jungkook, what are you saying, princess? You want to leave? Wine, ask my dad to come and take me. I always loved you, Jungkook. You said you forced me to come here because I didn't fight for you. This time I will. Take your time. Convince my father like you were going to. Prove it to me. They held the eye contact. Her eyes were fierce. She was not joking. Jungkook only returned the same reflection back. It was it again. The thought of her distancing from him. The thought that brings out his inner demons and forces him to do things he's not supposed to. To be continued.